Listen up, because the days of your clients getting those paper tax refund checks in the mail, well, they're pretty much over. There's a sweeping federal mandate that's forcing the IRS to go all electronic. And if you haven't started preparing your practice for this shift, your clients could be in for some serious headaches. So let's break down exactly what you need to do right now. And look, this isn't some far-off problem we can deal with later. The deadline is September 30th. After that date, the U.S. Treasury is going to stop issuing most paper checks. That means any client who still counts on getting that envelope in the mail is going to be left wondering where their refund is. And you know who they're going to call. So the real question is, are you ready to guide them? All right, let's dive in. Here's our roadmap. First, we're going to cover the what and why behind this whole paper check phase out. Then, we'll zero in on the specific client groups that are going to need your help the most. After that, we'll talk solutions, how you can guide your clients, including a really important workaround for your clients living overseas. And we'll wrap it all up with an action plan to get your practice ready to roll. Okay, first things first. Let's get our heads around what's actually happening here and, why the government decided to make such a huge change to how it sends and receives money. So, what's kicking all this off? It's something called Executive Order 1424-7. Now, it's really important to get that this isn't just an idea the IRS had. Nope. This is a mandate for the entire federal government to ditch paper payments. And when you think about it, it makes sense. Printing and mailing millions of checks costs a fortune, not to mention that paper is just a magnet for theft and fraud. This whole move is designed to solve that. This is the timeline you need to circle on your calendar. The order was signed back in March, and that September 30th deadline is the big one for payments going out. But here's the kicker you need to watch, that 2026 filing season date. The IRS is basically telling us that more guidance is coming for the 2025 tax returns, which means this is just the first wave of a much bigger digital shift. And if you want the official line, here it is, straight from the Treasury's Chief Disbursing Officer, Linda Chero. The government's position is crystal clear. Electronic is safer, it's faster, and it's way less risky. This isn't just about saving a few bucks on paper and postage, it's really a security move to protect taxpayer money. And if you need a number to really hammer this home for a skeptical client, get this. A paper check is 16 times more likely to get lost, stolen, or just plain delayed compared to an electronic payment. 16 times. That one statistic tells you everything you need to know about why the Treasury wants to get out of the check printing business. Okay, so we've got the why down. We understand the policy. Now, let's switch gears and talk about the who. Who are the clients that are going to feel this the most, and where do you need to focus your attention right now? Now, you might be thinking, hey, most of my clients already use direct deposit, and you're probably right. The vast majority do. But there's still a pretty big gap. A recent report from TIGTA, that's the Treasury Inspector General for Tax Administration, found that almost 7 million taxpayers got a paper check for their refund just last year. That is a massive number of people who now have to change how they do things. So your first job really is to scan your client list for folks who fall into these at-risk categories, and the AICPA has done a great job of highlighting them. We're talking about seniors who might not be comfortable with online banking, the unbanked who don't have a traditional bank account, and even trusts and estates, which can have some funky banking rules. And of course, a huge one we're going to dig into, your American clients living abroad. This is where you really get to shine as an advisor. It's one thing to know about the change, it's another to have the tools and processes ready to help your clients get through it without a hitch. Let's look at what those are. For clients who have to pay up, you've basically got two main tools in your belt. First, there's IRS Direct Pay. That's the quick and easy option for individuals. No registration, just simple. But for your practice, the real workhorse is EFTPS, the Electronic Federal Tax Payment System. Yeah, it needs a one-time enrollment, but it's a game changer. It lets you manage payroll taxes, corporate estimates, you name it, for all your clients from one spot. It's your power tool. Now, for refunds, setting up direct deposit is pretty simple, but you have got to be precise. You just select the option in your software and key in the account and routing numbers. The most important step here is that double check. A single typo can send a client's refund into a black hole for weeks. Oh, and here's a great pro tip. Don't forget to tell your clients about Form 8888. It lets them split their refund across different accounts, checking, savings, even an IRA. It's a fantastic feature. All right, let's zoom in on what might be the trickiest part of this whole thing for a lot of you. What in the world do you do for your U.S. citizen clients who are living abroad? Here's the problem in a nutshell. The U.S. Treasury just can't, for the most part, send direct deposits to foreign bank accounts. The international banking rules get in the way. So, if you have a client living overseas who doesn't have a US bank account, this all electronic rule basically traps their tax refund. They literally have no way to get their money. But, and this is a big but, there is a fantastic solution you need to have in your back pocket. The organization American Citizens Abroad, or ACA, saw this problem coming and partnered with the State Department Federal Credit Union, the SDFCU, to solve it. This partnership is the key. It lets your clients open a US-based bank account from anywhere in the world, which is exactly what they need to get their IRS refund. And here it is, the exact playbook you can share with your international clients. It's just 3 steps. First, they have to join American Citizens Abroad. That's what makes them eligible. Then, once they're a member, they can apply for an account with the credit union. Once that account is open, boom, they've got a US bank account and routing number you can plug right into their tax return. It's a clean, elegant solution to a really thorny problem. Okay, we've covered a ton of ground: the policy, the problem clients, and the solutions. Now let's boil it all down into a concrete step-by-step action plan for your practice. The name of the game here is being proactive, not reactive. So here's your checklist. On the inside, go through your client list and flag anyone still getting paper checks. Get your team trained up on tools like EFTPS. On the outside, update your client organizers to get that banking info right from the start. And start talking about this now in your newsletters and emails. This isn't just about compliance, it's great client service. And I've got one last, and I mean critical reminder for you. When you start collecting bank account information for every single client, your data security risk goes way up. Federal law is not optional here. All paid tax preparers are legally required to have a written information security plan, a WISP, to protect that sensitive data. If you don't have one, or if it's been collecting dust on a shelf, you need to make that your top priority today. At the end of the day, this whole shift from paper to electronic is a huge opportunity to show your value as a trusted advisor. Your clients are going to have questions, they're going to be a little confused, and they are absolutely looking to you for the answers. The end of the paper check isn't coming, it's already here. The only question left is, what's your plan?